Welcome. So we have a goodie. We have a legend in the building. And a lot of people are going to probably sit here and say, "What you mean by legend?" Well, I mean legend from a standpoint of basketball, where we grew up. You only had a handful of coaches that actually cared about the players and their growth. This man has grew up in the system, grew up in the community, and touched the community with basketball players. And I'm glad he's on my show today. I've wanted to do this interview, and I'm looking forward to what's coming out. We definitely going to get to the bottom of that top five that I seen out there, that top 100. We definitely going to get to the bottom. We're going to get all the smoke, but this man deserves his flowers for what he has done in our community, for what he has done to the basketball community. So I'm looking forward to it. All I'm asking is everybody, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping Up with A60. That's on YouTube. If you're going to be on here, please like and share. I would appreciate that. If you have any questions, please ask them. We're going to do our best to answer all questions. There's no time limit on the A60 show. We're here to have a conversation. We're here to have fun. We're here to talk basketball. And we're here to give another brother his flowers. So, without further ado, Mr. X-Men himself. I hope everybody's ready for this one because this is going to be a goodie. Coach Dytanya is in the building, and I hope he's ready to spill the tea. Because if he ain't ready to spill the tea, I'm gonna cut him off my show. I'm telling him right now, I'm cutting him off my show. He might not like it, but I'm cutting him off my show. But Coach D, welcome to the show, my brother.
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, my brother. I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Man, you know it's been a long time, man. We haven't really sit and chopped it up. We haven't really had a chance to talk. But man, I'm so happy that you're giving me your time and your energy. You know, we talked about it, and I think what made me want to do this is when I saw everybody try to get at that top five. You know what I'm saying? That top 100. I said, "Yo, D, I gotta get you on here, dog. We gotta get this settled." Because I tried to get Howie on here, and Howie didn't want to give me the top five. He didn't want to give me nothing. So you came out the box and started trouble with the top five. That was enough for me.
Well, because everyone who played with the X-Men, I appreciate them. I love them, and they're all great ball players in their own right. Coming up with the top five was easy because, when you think of the criteria of longevity, work put in, their value to the program over the years, the top five is easily over 10 to 15 years they've been playing with X-Men. We're family. They were valuable pieces to the program, and no one could deny that top five. I know somebody tried to start up a little issue with Tommy Eddie over Wyatt Ben, but no. I mean,
We're going to get into all that, Coach D.
yeah,
Don't worry about it. We're going to get into all that because I saw all the comments. I saw everything. So we're going to get into all that. But first, I want these people to understand who you are. You know, I had an opportunity to play with X-Men until you cut me, but we'll talk about that too. But but I want to give you your flowers, my brother. You have done a lot in the community. You have continued to do what you do best, which is coach our community and be supportive to our men and women in the community. I don't think you get the respect that you deserve in the community, and I just want to personally say thank you for being there for me, um, being there for my daughter, you know, personally. And thank you for what you have done for all the basketball players that had an opportunity to represent X-Men. So you deserve your flowers, my brother. Thank you for what you have done.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and thank you, Alvin. I appreciate that. Those are kind words, and I appreciate that.
Now, when did you start getting into the X-Men category? Because I don't know if you did just regular basketball, but when did you start X-Men?
Now, you know, no one knows that. No one don't even know how it all started. And,
Okay.
and that's the funny thing. So X-Men started like really back in '88. Okay, it was me and a few
Mm-hmm.
friends of mine. We played together. It was myself, Sharon Witherspoon, Pop Gibson. These are guys you may not know. Terrence Mixon, Jamal Gibson. We were older. Darren Mitchell. You know, we played in a couple PL tournaments, a couple church leagues, and whatever. But we had a coach who worked at the church, and he couldn't coach us. Like he said, "Guys, you're on your own." And so I just stepped up, and that was it. You know, Brian
Mm-hmm.
Gaffney. Sorry, I forgot about Brian Gaffney's name. And that's how it started. Now, me coaching younger guys, uh, it started with Kevin Fuzzymore and Deshaun Deco Willis. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Deco, you know, he was introduced to me by Deshaun Crittenden. I don't know everybody will forget Deshaun Crittenden. He brought Deco into the gym because I used to have the gym at 35 on Saturday mornings, and he brought
Mm-hmm.
Deco into the gym. And when Deco came into the gym, Deco brought Shafi, you know, and then I was coaching 390. I don't know if anybody remember Jackie Robb, right?
Yeah, yeah. I played in Jackie Rob,
Right.
no question.
That's how I met Kevin Fuzzymore, you
Okay.
know. And then Fuzz was like, yo, you know, I'm like he's the one of the first X-Men. Fuzz, Deco, and Tunde. Everybody forget about Tunde, you
Tunde
know. So
Papa.
yeah, they were in the beginning. Like that was like '89 going and playing in our first tournament was Peter Clavis.
Mm-hmm.
Peter
Over there on Franklin Ave.
Yeah, that was our first tournament. Little small gym, little church. That was our first tournament. We didn't win, you know, but that was us. Just a bunch of young guys. I put them together and they played. We didn't take it like I didn't take it serious at all. I was just having fun. You know, got a gym.
Mhm.
I was coaching Jackie Robb. I didn't know where it would go, and then more players came out the woodwork. You know, as the word got on, because everybody couldn't be on the best teams back then.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
wasn't a
That's
million
true.
teams. It was just a few teams. Everybody could like listen. Shout out to Frank Johnson because you know he cut Mike Campbell. That's how I got Mike Campbell.
Right. So you telling me Mike was original Ice T before he came X Men?
Yes, Mike Campbell was original Ice T,
Wow.
and this was in I want to say '90 summer. Like he played off and on in '90 with us,
Mm-hmm.
but it was Frank Johnson. I went to a game in Flatbush. I don't know where it was at in that little park right there, and yo, and Mike walked off, and I'm like, okay, that's it. You know, Mike Campbell was Ice T first.
Yo, that's crazy, my brother.
Yeah.
Back in those days, I think we all moved around. Because
Yes.
being Midnight Express,
Yes.
if X Men had a game and you needed a body, and when I mean needed a body, like we all knew each other.
Yes. It was all love.
It was all love. So it
It was
wasn't like,
all love.
yo, we got a game, yo, come holler at me. But when we
Yep.
played against each other, we knew, yo,
It
you
was
gotta go back to
competitive.
your respectable team. You know what
Exactly.
I'm
Go back
saying?
to your team.
You gotta
You know,
go back
that's
to your team.
ball. You know,
Right.
one of the best tournaments back then was youth service back in '90. You know, ran by Moose, the defenders.
Man,
Youth
youth
service was one like
service.
after
Yeah.
varsity season's over, whatever. Youth service starts in like January, February, and you know that's where everybody come play at. You know, and that was one of the good tournaments back in those days at
Yeah.
high school.
A lot of people don't give shout out to my guy Moose, man. Moose, I gotta get you on here too. You one of the originals.
I
So
remember
I
all those
gotta get you.
legendary coaches: Howie,
How?
Moose, Frank.
Yeah.
Frank is a legend. Frank Ice is a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
Diamond, Diamond was around.
Diamond,
Like
legend,
you got
yes.
people from the neighborhood that was doing it. And I respect all of them. Before the Nike ones, before the other tournaments, these guys was in there with us.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm. When did you start taking like the brand X Men to the next level? Like when did you start saying, you know what, I can build off this? You know what I'm saying? Like the guys you got coming in consistently, because
hmm
we play all year round. We didn't take no time off unless even when we was playing school ball, guys are playing school ball, we still made time for the
to play.
weekend or during the week stuff.
So
When
what
did you
happened
start really taking that consistently?
in '91? This is when Deco really like, yo, listen, we need to do our own team. So '91 summer, spring or summer, I had a tryout. I had a trial in 262 Park on Macon between Stuyvesant and Malcolm X. I had a whole trial. About 60 kids came to this trial in the park, and I picked through this bunch. And I want to say, see, I got a lot of stories. I want to tell a quick story
Go
about
ahead.
Charles
Go ahead.
Jones. The second day of the trial, Charles Jones came on. I'm not trying out. I said, all right, well, you can't play. And to know that that was going to be the great Charles Jones back when he was 15. But me and Charles,
Wow.
I was like, I was a baseball player. I'm not trying out. What is this? And I was still young. Everybody think I was old. I was like 20, 21. I
Right.
was still young. So, that's a story that me and Charles sit back and laugh about, over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Because we came, like me and Charles came from the same neighborhood. My mother knew his mother. My grandmother knew his. So it's a small world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Small world.
Yeah. Me and Charles played baseball together when we were kids, man. He was our Doc Gooden and he played third
Yeah,
base.
that's right. He was a baseball player back then.
Yeah, Charles, Allen Griffin,
Yeah,
played with us at the time. But you said same neighborhood, Big Andre who lived in the building on Fulton Street, Ox who
yeah.
played. Those are my
Yeah.
brothers, man.
And
Those are
I
my
made that
brothers.
team in '91. I picked 12 players out of 60 in 1991, and that's how I got the team together. And we came out, played our first tournament was Fila. We played the junior
Mm.
16 and under. We played that tournament and we beat Ice-T in the championship.
Man, feel like I could have had a couple of more trees, bro. It was
It
too
was,
hot out there,
it
man.
was too high, but it was a great tournament.
It was a
It
great
was different. It was different.
tournament and
Yeah.
consistent players.
Shout out to Fila,
Consistent
Ron Elliott.
players. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Miller, who was doing that over there. He was doing a lot of film too. You know, and on sidebar, I always thought you and Mr. Miller had all the videotapes.
So there's a story behind that too.
I'm listening.
I,
This
I
is
have
your
all, I
flaw.
have, I
This
have
is
all
your flaw.
I have all my videotapes. Yes, because I filmed from 91 up to like 2006.
Mhm,
And I have a few Miller tapes as well. Before he passed away, I was supposed to get his tapes because he told me to
mhm,
come get them, but I
uh-huh.
never had the time to go get them. And so when he passed away, I was able to get as much as I can with the help of Brent Edwards. So that's how I got.
Wow.
I got them.
Okay, so
But
now
Aaron
you,
Edwards got some tapes too.
Aaron got some stuff. I know Aaron. Shout out to my boy A. Yo, so now you get the team.
I get
What
the
was the
team.
12? Do you remember the 12 players that you got?
Of course, of course.
Okay, okay.
Of course, Deshaun Willis was like almost number one, so because it was his idea as well. So he was number one. Shafi was number two, Shafi Abdul Hakim. Um, Number three was boom, boom, Shafi. It was this kid, Eric Gordon, who lived on Patchen. They used to call him Captain Sellout. It was my cousin Tosh Mixon was him. It was Andre Washington from Eastern Parkway. It was who else was on that team? Esau McCall had played also with Ice-T.
Esau
Big
was at Wingate
Esau,
too.
Big
That's my
Esau.
guy off Eastern
Yep.
Parkway. That's my fam. Yep.
Mike Campbell, Anthony Dunn. I don't know if they remember Anthony Dunn. Anthony Dunn was on that team. Keenan Gaskin. Keenan Gaskin was on that team. Khalil Dalrymple. Everybody forget Khalil, the lefty. Khalil Dalrymple gave a lot of people problems.
A lot of problems over there.
That's 10. I'm missing two more people on that team. They're gonna kill me if I forget because everybody was hitting me up. Say,
You already know they gonna get you,
oh,
dude.
okay, hold on. I'm saving the 12th because the 12th person that made the team, he made the team because he tried to dunk on everybody on the last day, and I picked him on the team just because of that. I ain't gonna say that name. But the 11th person, who was on that team? Oh, Brian Wright. Yeah, Brian Wright. Yeah, Brian, everybody remember him. And then Aaron Walker was the 12th person. He needed the 12th spot. When he tried to dunk on the whole team, coming down the middle and two parts. I said, I gotta get that guy. And Fuzz brought him. The funny thing, Fuzz gonna send everybody to the tryout, but Fuzz say, I'm not, I'm good, D.
He said, I'm not coming.
Fuzz didn't want to play.
How's Fuzz not gonna play? You got everybody
Yo,
coming and you ain't
Fuzz
playing.
and everybody, and I don't know what he was doing.
Fuzz
Yep.
was trying to set you up, man. He was like, "Yo, let's see what happens first. Let me see what you get
Nah,
before I sign on the dotted line."
Fuzz did a lot of general managing behind the scenes. A lot of players I got because of Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
And Fuzz would make cameos. He'll play a few tournaments here and there. But Fuzz brought a lot of people to the team that I had no hands on. I wouldn't have got them, especially in '92. Like '92, we had an all-star team that we took uptown to the tournament called Just Say No to Drugs. You talking about Courtney Solomon, Shabazz Peterkin, Charles Jones, Trey Diggs, who's on that team? Mike Campbell, Esau, Khalil, Dashawn Crittenden, Shafi. Like I had a Troy Johnson. I had all the high school superstars. And we lost to Richie Parker and them in the championship.
Oh,
But we had the squad. Like that squad, we shouldn't have lost. Darius McGuire. How can I forget Darius?
you know D gonna see this, boy, and you know D gonna
McGuire,
get you when he see this.
Listen, that guy was a special talent, but just couldn't put it all together.
That's
Darius
Baby
was
Jordan.
nice. Yes, Baby Jordan.
Baby Jordan
had it all: size, jump shot, athleticism, everything. That
That's
kid
right.
should have been pro. I'm saying that right now.
No,
Darius should have been
facts.
pro.
Facts. Shout out to Baby Jordan, my boy D. Ain't he a Giants fan? Shout out D.
Yeah.
So now we in that phase where you start traveling with these guys. Well, you know what? Forget all that. Forget all this, D. We're gonna cut to the chase before we get to the end. We're gonna bounce around a little bit.
All right.
Cause me and Ox, we talked about this top 5. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about this top 5. And we had our own discussion.
Right.
And I told him, I said, if there was a top 5, I just said it would have to be, Aaron, of course, who I know, Double R, Hammer, definitely Wyatt. And I forgot, and I think, and then Mike Campbell. But he was saying about somebody else should be in. I can't remember who he was saying.
They want to say Artie Lawyer.
I think it was Artie.
Right.
But this is what he was saying: longevity. He was guys that actually was there from the beginning, and I was like, well, damn. Since I've known, Hammer's always been there. Aaron has always been there. Double R has always been there. Wyatt is always. Those are the 4 I know for a fact been there from day one. That I can personally say that. Now, Artie, yes, I can say that, but if I remember, Artie bounced around a little bit.
Yes, so
Artie, it's kind of hard. So, how do you feel about that when people talk about longevity opposed to who played with X-Men? Because that's different.
So that plays a big part. The longevity shows the commitment, shows the dedication. It doesn't take nothing away from I know a lot of players that did a great thing in 5 years in X-Men. I don't take nothing away from that. Like Artie, to me, Artie was our Draymond Green that can score though. Like Artie was the enforcer, was the leader, was the defensive stopper, can get a bucket. Artie was everything. Artie had a great run from '95 to 2002, and then he went to Paradise, and he's supposed to go to Paradise because that's Red Hook.
Okay.
He's that's Red Hook. So you got to respect that. So Artie had a great run, and we won championships with Artie, and we kept winning without Artie as well. So now you got to go to the 5 that still stayed there. Like Hammer could have went to Paradise but didn't go. Now he played with Paradise when we wasn't in tournaments or whenever me and him had our usually fights and breakups. Me and Hammer had a lot of arguments and breakups, but that's my little brother. We can fight, but nobody else better than touch him. That's how that goes.
It's a fact. It's a fact. But now Deco was with you from a long time ago too, right? So why wouldn't he be in that top 5 as well?
So Deco, also left in and out, didn't play all the time, went here, went there. So that was the issue with Deco as well. He wasn't consistent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, you're a better man than a lot of people because I tried to get Howie to give me this, and he would not. He
Well,
was.
all the players that I'm talking about, they're not gonna disagree with me. Like you saw Deco comment, say, "Yo, why I'm not up there?"
Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, I'm
I
not up
said,
there. Yeah,
Deco, like
yeah.
we know the truth. Like we
Right.
know. Now, y'all can't get me to do 6 through 25.
Yo, no, I know the older you can't do that one. You can't
Y'all
do that
can't
one.
get
Yeah,
me to do
you
6 to
can't
25
do that.
because
Yeah,
that
you're gonna
no
start
way
some
in the
trouble.
world
You're
I can
really
do
gonna
that.
start some
Yeah,
trouble.
you know, you got that's why I started naming players and then I started remembering this one and that one. And come on, you can't take away Greg Plummer, 6 away guys who can't like
Craig
yo,
Plummer.
it's a
Oh
lot.
my
It's a lot
God.
of players, man. It's a lot of players. A lot of players.
You feeded a lot of people that came through your program, and that's the problem. Like it's hard to, like you said, that 6 to 25 is going to be tough. I wouldn't even go past the 25, but that 6 to 25
I'm not
X
going past
Men.
the 5. I'm not going past the
Oh my God!
I can't
Shout
go
out
past the
to
5. It's too many. It's too many great players. It's
oh
like
my
this is the
God!
golden era of basketball when basketball was great. So I can't go past that. I can't. Like, come on, Alvin Young.
Oh, he was another
Alvin,
person.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody said he should be top 5. So
That's
it's
another one.
not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody forget about what Eric Thompson did. You know, everybody forget what Sticks Williams did. Like I can name a lot of players, Tommy Eddy, like it's so many players that like everybody forget about Jason Daniels.
Ooh.
Everybody forget about Les was a great point guard. How about Mills? I could go
Ooh.
on.
Problem.
What
Problem.
about Paul
Yeah.
Henderson, baby Paul? Everybody forget about him.
Oh, Paul was a
Yo,
problem from Gates Avenue.
it's
Yes.
it's so many players that were great, not just good. Like these players were good, great,
Yeah, it
good ball.
wasn't no. It wasn't no trash. It
No,
was guys that
no,
was putting in work. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like actually put in work. Now, here's another thing that we talked about. Me and Ox, that's family. So we talk. We were talking trash to each other. So he said, tell him the best. He said, Al, you got to ask him the top 5 he's taken to the championship game, who he want to play with, the top 5. And I said, Ox, come on, man. That's like telling him the top 5. He's not going to give you that, man. He said, but that's what I want to know. Who he rather have in the championship game. I said, Ox, you're starting some trouble, bro.
come
And I
on.
think he put it in there. I think he put it in the comments, but you didn't
Yeah,
reply to it. I
and
think
I wouldn't answer that. That's tough, man, because like that's come on, man.
yeah, Trav, he's starting trouble. He
Yeah, like
wanted that, and I told him he's not going to answer that, but I'm going to throw it out there. So,
that's tough.
you know what I'm saying?
Ox, if you watching Ox, I can't answer that question because it's too many killers that that we could win with. Like you talking about, I can name 25 that I can go to championship with. I can name 25 players that if I know I got these guys, I'm winning. I'm
Mhm.
winning. I never went to a game and said, okay, we about to lose this game. Nah, come on. You know he's there, he's there. Come on. If Artie's not there, Khalil needs to be there. Like it's players that if one doesn't is one not there, the other one is there. Like, yo, it's hard. Can't answer that, Ox. Sorry.
Ox, I did my best. Try to
Can't
throw it
answer that,
out
Ox.
there.
Sorry.
He's not gonna answer
It's
that.
too
So
many.
you're gonna have to call him and get that on a private message, Ox.
I know one thing. For a 10-year stretch, I never lost a championship that Alvin Young played in. I know that
Ooh.
much. I never lost a championship that Alvin Young played in.
Well, he needs
Never
4 more
happened.
people. So whoever played with Al Young, if 4 more
I
people,
never lost a championship that Alvin Young played in. You
okay.
know, the only asterisk we got was the Hoops in the Sun TNP fight. That fight kicked us both out of the tournament. So we don't know what would have happened.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna start trouble there. Who was the best shooter you coached? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start to trouble now. Got Trey Diggs. Come on now, you got some shooters out there. Trev, Trev said I played one game with you. Yeah, Trev. You see, he said, "Damn." He said,
yo, Trev, listen, man,
he
you play
said he know that. He said he know the answer. Oh, he said Greg Plummer. Ooh, Greg Plummer. Can we get a cosigner?
Greg Plummer's up there. Do I gotta
He's
say
up
one?
there.
I can say five.
Okay, give me five.
Yeah.
No, no order, everyone.
No
So
order.
y'all don't have to be like, "What's the order?" No order.
Greg Plummer, Sean Dantzler, Milton Hamlin,
Nope.
hold on now.
Uh-oh. I think we might have stumped them, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Haynes.
Travis said I better be in there.
See, Travis, the do it all player. You know,
Facts.
These guys are shooter specialty. Like this, what
Trev said you got to put me in there too, Trev.
No, Trev, I would have to put Trey before you.
Oh yeah, big bro. Big bro
I'm
shoot
sorry.
that thing.
I would have to
Big
put
bro
Trey
shoot
before
that
you.
thing. Big bro shoot that thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that those four.
Okay.
And shit, Mike Campbell.
Okay. You know what? I respect that list because, like I said, I'm looking at the comments, and first I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Milt. Before all the extra bullshit, you know, he was a ball player, so that's my brother. You know, we can knock each other down, but that's Milt. But I'm looking at Trev. Darius is in here. Paul, my man Jahar. Everybody that's from the neighborhood is damn near on here. And I gotta give respect for all you brothers joining in to give flowers to our coach and our family, man. That's what it's about. This is what this platform is about. Giving respect and giving flowers and having a great time and having conversation. A little trash talking, you know. We're gonna get them to answer some of these hard questions. Don't worry, we're gonna get them to answer some of these hard questions.
I'm gonna answer all the questions. It may not be what y'all want to hear though.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. It might not be what they want to hear, but you're going to answer it.
I'm gonna answer all the questions.
What was the best tournament you played in?
The best tournament that I played in. The best tournament that I played in. I think it's Pro City. I think it's
Jahar, we ain't get to Lady X-Men yet. Don't worry, that segment is coming.
It's coming because I can't wait. I can't wait.
We ain't get there yet. Because I knew that question was gonna come out. We ain't get there, but we coming for that. Don't worry.
But it would be Pro City.
Pro City.
Yeah.
Why would you pick Pro City over like a Dunker's Delight, over a Kingston Park or a 258? You know, why would you pick Pro City?
I picked Pro City because I like the atmosphere. I like the see. Are we going to say street ball? Because Pro City technically is not street ball.
That's not street ball. That's
So
organized street ball. If you want to call it organized,
you want to keep it street ball?
Yeah.
So in the hole.
So now, I keep going back to Ox because we had this conversation too. When did X-Men play in Soul in the Hole? Because I played out there too with a couple of teams, and I'm trying to remember when X-Men actually played in the Hole. Was that when Kenny Kings was doing all them dominance with the team and Busy Bees? Okay.
Yes. So it was 94 was our first year on Unlimited, period. That was our first year in Unlimited. We played in Soul in the Hole. We lost to Kenny Kings, and his backcourt at that time was Bobby Cunningham and Ty Davis. So
Oh,
they're visiting them.
so
So they beat us out. They beat us out in 94. 95 was the year that we were supposed to go undefeated. And I
mhm,
remember this, and I got it on tape too. 95, we was undefeated on our side with the young Kenny Kings. All right, we had beat them in the regular season. And then on the other side was the Corey Williams, Lamont Jones, and Bobby Cunningham team. And they were undefeated on that side. So we could meet in the championship. But we lost to Kenny Kings in the playoffs. And see, no Alvin Young. No, Alvin Young was there. No Artie Lawyer. Was Artie there? Somebody was missing. But they beat us. They beat us. And they
mhm.
was calling us. I don't know if y'all remember that year in 95. Denver Nuggets beat Seattle's Supersonics, who was like #1. And so we got knocked out, and they was yelling on the Soul Hole, Seattle X-Men. Seattle X-Men. They was called Seattle X-Men. Got knocked off.
Oh,
And then 96, we lost to Melanin, the Hoyas. They had a NA Rock team called the Hoyas. We lost to them in the playoffs in 96, going undefeated for the season as well. And then 97, we lost to Muhammad with Ty Davis and Seth Marshall in the backcourt. That championship got taken away from us. That was some anyway. I ain't gonna talk about that. And then 98, we beat Nike Women, and then Stone Cold closed down in 98.
why you want to talk about that? Was it something personal that it got taken away from
It,
you,
it was,
or
it was a ref was intimidated, and
okay, yeah,
me
say no more.
we talked about it after the game, after the tournament. And I'm not gonna throw that out, throw them out there like that right now.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Nothing but respect on that side. Nothing but respect.
They were slapping. You got Ty Davis and Seth Marshall coming at you. They slapping whistle, and you in the soul in the hole. You can't. If you ain't about that life, you scared.
Might as well keep moving.
And he kept moving.
Well, why said Courtney with the bottle on the court.
Listen, all that happened. Yep, all that happened.
So okay, so you said soul in the hole. Now,
Soul in the
if we
hole.
was going to organize, it'll
It'll be Pro
be
City.
it'll be Pro City. Now what? Now you had a group of guys that you always wanted to travel with. Was it the guys that you played with in the Soul in the Hole, Kingston Street, or could you convert them into playing in Hunter College, Pro City?
Well,
Or
majority.
did you have to, you pick and choose who you
No,
wanted at that particular?
no, you can bring who you want, but the problem was at that time, Audie wasn't playing with them. By the time I got to Pro City, it was '06. So Audie wasn't with the X-Men anymore. Um, Hammer wasn't playing with us too much anymore. We had that argument in Orchard Beach. Um, and so it was just Mike Campbell. Shafi had stopped playing after '96.
Mhm.
So it was just Mike Campbell, Wyatt, and Aaron. No,
Mhm.
Aaron wasn't playing. He took his stint as well. So Aaron, when we first got to Pro City, I didn't have those players back then.
Mhm.
So it was just Mike Campbell, Raphael Edwards that came on board.
Mhm.
Six Way has came on board. Tommy was, he's out of college now, so he's on board. No, he was still in
Mhm.
college, matter of fact. So yeah, it was a different X-Men team.
Mhm. A lot of people
Parker
think
came. That's
Raphael.
when Parker came.
A lot of people think Raphael should be in that top five.
I agree, but he had the same situation with Artie. Raphael came in '04.
Mhm.
His run started from '04 up. Remember, we already 2 decades in, 2.5 decades in already. So there's people that still won before Raphael. So Raphael definitely in that other group that I can't name, the whole list, of course. But the Blade, man, listen, another one of my little brothers, man. I would go to war with him all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, he was different too, man. Shout out to my boy Raphael, man. Nothing but respect and love for that
I,
brother.
I was told, and I don't know if you got told Raphael, we had this conversation. A legendary coach told me you would never win a championship with Raphael Edwards. And I said, okay.
Wow.
And I said, okay. And we won multiple championships with Raphael Edwards. You know, they
Mm.
felt Raphael was a black hole. And now in Raphael's youngest days, he was a chucker. We're not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Raphael was
we all
Raphael,
know that.
he was one of the biggest chuckers around. He was about getting his numbers. But by the time he came to X-Men, he came in as a vocal. He filled the void that Artie left. When Artie left, Raphael plugged that void. As the enforcer, as a guy who can score, a guy who could defend. Like everybody didn't know that Raphael was a lockdown defender.
Hmm.
People didn't listen. Raphael locked down a lot of guys, a lot of good guys. He was a student of the game, and Raphael's IQ. I don't think a lot of guys know about, but
Hmm.
you can see it now what he's doing with Cape Town Tigers.
Yeah, that's amazing. Shout out to my boy Rafa, what he doing over there, man. That's amazing over there.
Mhm.
Trav said he said you wanted to take us uptown in Pro City, but you told us we had to wait. Then the team broke up.
Yeah, you had to wait your time. They were young. They were young at that time. Trav,
Oh,
Ox,
okay.
they were the youngins.
Hmm.
They had to wait their turn. I had a young X-Men team, and I had a veteran X-Men team at the time too. I started the young X-Men team in '99, 2000, and I had two teams at one time. So that's when Ox and all them guys came on the younger team, and they had to wait their turn.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about how you released me from the roster. Um,
I hope your memory is
you know,
great.
I'm trying. I remember playing in the original Rucker, and then I got my release papers. After that, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't getting no
All
more
right,
phone calls after
so let's follow right?
that.
Let's follow your timeline, right? Where did you go? Because you disappeared.
I played baseball.
Yeah, you
I didn't
disappeared.
disappear. No, I
I
did.
didn't
I
know
played baseball.
you disappeared.
I was playing baseball, and plus I was in college.
Okay,
Remember,
so
I was in college
remember there was no
'96.
cell phones back then, so you
Right, but
probably don't.
I
You
was
probably
in
didn't get
college
a message.
'96.
You probably didn't get a message because
Probably didn't get a phone call, bro.
no, yeah, listen, we're not going to do that.
I didn't get it.
I call everybody back.
We all in the same neighborhood.
Yep. What you do is that we got a game so and so this day, and everybody come to the game. We didn't have no cell phones. When I seen y'all, this is the schedule. This is what it is, and guys show up. You didn't show up. Where you went?
My release papers got bad, man.
Where you
I
went?
was
Come
just
on, you
saying.
was a leaper. You was a shooter. You was a scorer.
I'm just saying. I wanted some more X Men gear. I didn't get no more release papers.
Well.
I got the shorts. I got the shorts though.
Now
I got.
that's funny because we really didn't have no gear back then.
No, we
Trade
did. No,
Diggs,
you did. You did. You did. You
Trade Diggs,
did.
Trade Diggs. Okay, Trey, I say this with love. Trey, like, yo, X-Men is a bum organization, man. Y'all don't got no gear. Y'all got nothing. This was back in '92. Trey Diggs told me that, man. I was like, yo, Trey, for real? He's like, yo, you got no gear. I was like, yo, I'm just a young guy working, I'm paying for the
Dude,
tournament.
our gear was the shirts we got from the tournament. You know what I'm saying?
For
You know
real.
what I'm saying? That was our gear. It wasn't nobody just randomly wearing Midnight Express and iced tea stuff and all that.
Nah.
But no, I had a great time.
You got those shorts in '96.
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
listen. I still have them too. And
Where
I
they at?
think that year you won the championship.
We lost. We lost. We
Yeah, I
lost it.
got the jackets. Did I get the jackets? Odd showed me the jackets.
Oh, you talking about in the Rucker?
Yeah,
03.
yeah.
No, Rucker 03 or 02?
I got the jackets. We had the blue uniforms. We had the blue.
Yes, that's 03. That's
Yeah,
03. The blue.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's 02.
We play.
That's 02.
We play indoors. Remember, I
Yes,
was bringing my daughter with me. I had my daughter in the
exactly.
carriage bringing her there. Yeah.
Exactly. And 02 was the championship was in the park.
Hmm.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I remember that. See, I
Do
remember
I
that.
still got that jacket? I think I still got that jacket.
Yeah, I
No, I don't
remember
have
that.
that. 02, yeah. The blue with the
It was
African.
fire. The uniform was fire. Uniform was
Yeah,
fire. That
I
was
remember
when I
that.
think it was me, Ox, Double R. I think Hammer played in some games. I think Aaron
Greg
played in some
Plummer. That was
games.
Greg Plummer first
Greg
tournament.
played in some games. Yeah,
Kevin Green,
Kevin, we had a nice little
Buddy,
crew that we went
Buddy.
uptown and we did our thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we
we had
had
a
a
nice
good
time.
team here.
Hmm. And,
Yeah.
and like I said, I got in. At that time, I was playing with the Harlem Wizards. So if you're saying '03, I was with the Harlem Wizards at that
That's
time
what
in the
happened.
N1.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was playing with the Harlem.
I started traveling and playing. So there was no way I could make the games anyway because I'm
So
traveling all
so
over
I
the place.
so don't say I cut you. You went and made that money.
I mean, we talking about in the '90s though. I got cut in the '90s. I came
No,
back.
you went away to school. Like
Yeah, I
after
did.
90,
I did.
when you go 97, 98, 99, because I didn't see you.
Well, 96, 97, I was at Nassau
I
two
saw you 96.
years.
I ain't see you
And
97.
then 90, 98. No, I'm sorry, 99. Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting my numbers off. So 97 and 98, I'm at Nassau. 99 and 2000, I was at Southampton.
Okay, Southampton. But
hmm
no, that
So
wasn't. I'm about to use with franchise. No, it wasn't
no franchise wasn't there. You know who was there? Kurt Smalls. Kurt Smalls was there playing with me up there. Remember
franchise.
Kurt from
Yeah.
LG? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
me and him was in the pickup. My man, who got me at the school actually was Bigger. You know Bigger. Of course, we
Yeah,
all know
that's
Bigger.
why I
Yeah,
thought franchise because
yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
That's
Bigger
my
got
dude.
us up there. My man
That's when we
Jahar.
win
We played against Jahar. Yeah, played against. I'll tell you a funny story since we're talking about the X Men. Most of the X Men went to Suffolk West Community College.
Okay.
Reggie Robeson, Glenn
Mm-hmm.
Young,
Mm-hmm.
Ox,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just naming a few that was there. I remember I got suspended a game because I went to Southampton for a recruitment trip and I stayed the whole week. We came, yeah, I should have stayed a weekend, but I stayed the week. But I came back and we played Reg and them on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Reg was the leading scorer in the conference. Who that's of course we know that's normal.
Right.
The coach didn't put, was like, I'm not playing you today, Al. So, they give you the sheet to look at the players, the
Mm-hmm.
recruitment. So we
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man. He said, man, this guy Reggie Roberson. I said, yeah, he from my block. He down the street from me. He said, word? I said, yeah, that's my man. I said, when he come out here, you'll see. So he came out, Reg came out the bench, dapped him up, we talked. He said, you ain't playing tonight? I said, man, coach suspended me. I was up at Southampton with Bigger. He said, word? I'm gonna give y'all 50 tonight now. And I said, Reg, man, why you gonna give us 50? He said, yeah, you ain't playing. I said,
Exactly.
okay. So the coach looked at me and said, is he serious? I said, yep, because it ain't nobody out there that can stop him. Reg gave us 55.
Mm.
And after every point, he said, sub him in the game. Sub
Mm.
him in the game.
Mm.
And he said, I told you, dude, y'all can't stop that dude. I know what he's gonna do. And that was the one crazy story playing against Reg. That's not even in the park. That's different. But
Exactly.
playing on that level in Region 15, like my man Jahar said, like that division was bananas because all of us was family playing against each other.
Mm-hmm. And Reg was a killer.
But these are dudes we playing with in the summer. These are the guys I'm playing with in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
tell everybody this, D, and this is no disrespect to what goes on out there. Playing street ball made college easy for me. Because if I got to guard a Mel or
Yes.
Paul or
Yes.
Trevor Diggs or Jamal Tinsley, Glenn Young, they ain't even comparing to these dudes that I'm matching up with in college.
When you sit back and you name all the guards in that little section,
Oh,
right? In that little section, if you stop at Brevoort Projects, right? Go down to Nostrand Avenue and go over to Flushing and that square. You know how many guards we come up with that we
oh
know
my
could play
God.
Division One or even professional if given the opportunity? Because a lot of times we just didn't have. I don't want to say resources. We just didn't have the guidance.
Mm,
We didn't have the guidance. We didn't have enough of the because even tippies, enough of the guys in our ears. Like it's about 100 players, right? And it's only about 10 coaches that's trying to reach to each one. And at that time, when they're young, you got to be consistent. That's the key. Consistency. You got to be consistently in these players' ear to lead them on the right path. and it got to be
Mhm.
consistent. It can't be, I had this conversation with you, because at the end of the day, these guys are young and they're not knowing. They don't know. They don't know at the end of the day. Me and Abdul had a great conversation the other day, and he said God stayed in his ear to make sure he got to where he needed to be. You need that consistency.
Mhm.
You have to have that consistency.
You know, what was? Have you ever had a player that told you no, he didn't want to play for you?
If I did, I don't remember.
Hmm. Okay.
I know later in the years I've asked players, but they couldn't for whatever reason they had going on. Because
Mhm.
as the time got different, um, players started getting paid, and I just wasn't paying the player. Like I'm too old school to pay a player. So, you know, that happened later on. You know, like I've been trying to get Kayvon to play for me forever, but he's never said no. He said, "Yo, D, give me a call." But every time I call him, it's too late. He played with somebody else already in the tournament, so that's my fault, I
Mhm.
guess. And
Mhm.
no, I'm sorry. Kayvon did play for me, and I'm bugging, but I want him to play more.
Mhm.
Kayvon is a killer.
Is there a player that you always wanted that you didn't get?
It's 5.
Okay.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. Not that I wanted that I didn't get, that I wish I had coached. Let's rephrase that.
Okay. Okay. Let's rephrase that. Okay. Okay.
Because number one was Junie Sanders, right? Because he was a stone cold killer, right?
Hmm.
Um, it's a lot of great players out there, but I had 5. I was just thinking about them. You know, see, there's players that had stints, but I wish they would have been longer. I wish
Right.
I wish Charles Jones would have been longer. I wish Smush Parker would have been longer. I wish Chris Sandy didn't pass away too soon because he just got on the X-Men
Mm.
for 2 years and he was going to be a killer. Um, and there's a player that I love to the day that I wish I could have coached all the time is Dula from, oh, I'm sorry, 6 now, because it's Dula from That's Them Niggas. I'm not calling him Sean Bell. From That's Them Niggas, and also The Wire from That's Them Niggas.
Hmm. So those are the guys you wish you'd had the opportunity to coach.
Yeah. Hmm.
How many people you've coached that that you can remember played Division 1 or Division 2?
Wow. Wow. That's a number.
That's a hard number, right?
That's a high number. The
Right.
Division Ones are a high number. Um,
Really?
yeah, the Division Ones are a high number. Like, whew, I could probably name 25 easy, and then I could D2s. It's a lot of. It's a lot. It's a lot. I could say it's probably 100 in 100.
What was your philosophy to play for X-Men? Because Howie had his philosophy.
Hmm.
Howie's philosophy was we playing man to man full court, we pressing. If you ain't playing D, you ain't playing. Point blank. If you ain't playing D, you ain't playing. You might as well come on, sit down and watch TV. What was your philosophy to be a part of X-Men?
Everybody hate this. You had to come off the bench. That was my philosophy. You have to come off the bench. You have to deal with my bullshit. You have to come off the bench. Like we know you're good enough to start, but you have to come off the bench. Hammer had to do it. Audie did it. Like you had to come off the bench. Um,
Mm.
yeah, Alvin Young did it. Like all the greats did it. They went through.
Paul said I hated that.
A lot of guys hated that. The only person that didn't come off the bench might have been Abdul Mills, Swish Parker. Um,
Aaron.
well, Aaron started in the beginning, so you can't count that. You know,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, but as the key was a new player had to come off the bench. And that Reg hated that. Remember, Reg got mad that We could say that's why we lost the '96 championship because I brought Reg off the bench, and Reg was pissed because Reg was killing me
What was the championship at?
in Kingston. Kingston, you was on that team. I was upset, but that was my BS. Was that you have to come off the bench?
Wow. And Reg was hot as fish grease, huh?
What? Reg did not play with me. He joined bigger. Him and Mel had that backcourt. And Mel, they went on that team, and
That was him, Mel, and G Young at that time. Yep.
yeah, but they still lost us in 8 ball though. But Reg went to pay me back after that. You know, he went to pay me back. He didn't play with me no more in Kingston.
Okay. Now, I know you got some funny stories before we continue on. Give me a good story, D, that happened while you was coaching in a
Man,
tournament. So I know you got something in there. You got it on there.
a funny story, a
Or
serious
just a
story.
story. Or just a story. Or just a story, period. You know.
Um, well, the Dykeman tournament when we was playing against Dominican Power,
Mm-hmm.
and we was playing against Dominican Power, and they're shaking our rim, like they're on the court shaking our rim, right? So I said, all right, fuck it. I went and started shaking their rim. I went over there and I started shaking the rim too. If y'all gonna allow them to shake our rim, I'm gonna shake their rim. And then all the Dominicans come crowding, and no lie, who was there ready to throw down? It was gonna be Rome, Rome,
Rome. Shout out to Rome, the homie Rome.
who was ready to have my back and throw down with all the Dominicans was Raphael, Rome. See, that's the only two I remember. Was Hammer there? If Hammer was there, it would have been Hammer too. Hammer was there. I don't remember if Hammer was there or not. But they were ready to get it on with Dominican Power for that tournament. I'm
Mm.
like, fuck it. And I wasn't letting go to rim either. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not letting go to rim. And then there's another time in Tri-State when they just tried to bogart the bench. I'm like, fucking me. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I mean to curse.
No,
But
go ahead. You right.
we're not moving because y'all the home team. We supposed to move. Nah, we here. Y'all go over there. You know, and that was the issue right there. But besides that, I didn't really have too many problems in tournaments. But that story was the shaking of the rim. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's crazy. What was the one team that you wanted to play in the championship game?
That I wanted to play.
Yeah.
I played everybody. Who I didn't play?
Kenny Kings, like in say in Duncan's Delight.
I played Kenny Kings in Feli Championship.
Yeah, but by then the kid we younger then. Duncan's Delight, we're much older. I think, in
Um,
my opinion. And like, well, I guess your
so
biggest competition, like when you played in tournaments, what was your biggest
I played in
competition?
so many tournaments. It's
Right, so
so
that's why I was going to run down. I was going to say, let's say
so yeah,
Duncan's
you run it
Delight.
down.
So let's say
Yeah.
Duncan's Delight.
I didn't do Duncan's Delight.
Okay, let's do Kingston.
Kingston, um, Kingston would be to play that reality check. 2 championships I want to play it over again. Reality check and Kenny King's championship. That championship game with Kenny King's never finished.
What happened? Was it a fight?
Yep.
Oh my
Charles and
god!
Artie got into it. So the Bloods surrounded Artie and they called the game and gave the championship to Kenny. The score was 87-88.
What?
Yeah, that game never finished.
Kenny, we got to get that game. Got to do that
That,
over, bro.
that game never finished.
Kenny, you
And,
done snuck one.
and the reality check when Hammer threatened and Artie threatened a young Tommy Eddie, 17-year-old Tommy Eddie. They said, if you make a move, we're going to punch you in the face. You know, we need to redo that.
Okay, we got to redo a couple ones then.
Yeah.
258.
Well, it was me and Bigger. It was me and Bigger in 258.
Mm.
It was me and Bigger. You know, and I got the winning part on that one. Sorry, Digger.
Hunter College.
Nike won.
Nike One was a problem. I don't care what nobody
Nike
say.
was a problem. It was a
That
problem.
that
They knew how to
matchup
win.
with Nike One, boy,
They knew
they were
how to win.
different.
They knew how to win. That's it. They knew how to win with
Yeah,
Todd Grant and Darren Phillips, Charles Jones,
yeah.
Lamont
Mhm.
Jones. They had all the right pieces, and they knew how. Junie Sanders. They knew how to win.
Yeah, they was different over there, man. They was different. Fila.
Well, Fila was Nike win as well.
Okay. Shout out to Ty Grant in the building.
Hmm.
Ty in the building. Nike One all day, every day. So we're gonna jump off that X-Men guys wave for a minute. Now we're gonna get into the women. When did you start Lady X-Men?
So I didn't start Lady X.
Okay.
Now, I've been fortunate to have players who did spinoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So in '04, Jahar started Lady X-Men and Les started Baby X-Men. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So Jahar Van came to me and was like, "Yo, D, I want to do girls. I want to do Lady X-Men." And I was like, "Yo, bet." I said, "You do it." I said, "I don't want to have no part of it. I support you. Go for it." Same thing with Les. Les did Baby X-Men, and boom, I support him, and they went off. And then later on, Shabazz Pete again, he did X-Men up in Albany. So you know, we had 3 spinoffs. It was very successful. So Jahar started Lady X-Men. I came on in the end. Well, in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I came on later on.
So Jahar, this is why you wanted to get into the Lady
Right.
X-Men situation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jahar.
Jahar
Okay.
came out the gate blazing with Lady X-Men. He had a team that could not be beat.
Was that team he had over there at Lockland?
No, see, Jahar got that after that. And
After that?
I think Jahar wasn't coaching Lady X-Men no more after he did that when he went to Lockland over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Jahar had Jasmine Robinson, Essence Hopkins. He had a crew. He had a
Jahar
crew.
says you housed him.
Really, Jahar?
He D-blocked his team, bro.
Really, Jahar?
That's what he put out there in the atmosphere, bro. He said you D-blocked him.
I would love for Jahar to explain that because I didn't do that.
Uh-oh. Jahar, you gotta explain, man. He said he
Explain
didn't
that.
D-block him.
Explain that.
Oh man. So are
How you
you
feel?
still doing Lady X-Men right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, man. So it was funny um, to find out my daughter was playing for you,
Small world, man.
and she was like, "You know Coach D?" I said, "I used to play for Coach D." She was like, "Dad, I hate you." I said, "What do you hate me for?" She said, "Because you know everybody." I said, "It's basketball, like it's basketball." So I said, "Well, just ask Coach D about me. He'll tell you."
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then, when I found out she was playing, I was like, "Oh, you in good hands."
Yeah.
And I told her mom's dad, and I said, "No, she's good. Don't worry about it. She's good."
Mhm.
And I thought that was cool that she was playing basketball. I wish she would have kept doing it, but she wanted to be a girly girl.
She wanted to
So
go to Robeson. The difference.
yeah,
That so when I got the high school job, the
hmm
difference on development, she wanted to go to Robeson, and I knew that they wasn't going to put the time in that I was going to put in to make sure she became a lockdown defender and had that jump shot. Because she had the long arms and she played defense with me. So I wanted to finish it out, but she wanted to go to Robeson. So I'm like, okay. And then she stopped playing ball after that.
Yeah, she became a girly girl.
Hmm.
hmm
Yep.
And I said, "I wish you'd have kept playing, little mama." God, man, you ain't playing. Jesus, you know how fast you got a scholarship? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
But so how's that going with Lady X? Like, how's that going right now? And the
Um.
players you're
So
getting?
Lady X-Men right now, we have to start all over again because the pandemic really took a toll on
Oh, hold on.
everybody.
Before you finish, Jahar said, we
Okay.
got good. He came to the girls and was doing B team, then
Yep.
took over the A team. He didn't want to come in the starting stage when I asked him. Oh, he said
Okay.
he came. So he said he came in the middle when you started housing the middle.
No. So Jahar, your story is kind of okay, but this is not what happened. So Jahar was supposed to be a high school coach. For whatever reason, and Jahar's the one that told me to go over there, right? And then I ran into my man Jake Edwards, and we became cool. And because me and Jake played together before, so I'm like, all right, cool. Jahar did not take the job. All right, Jahar, am I lying? Jahar didn't take the job, so I was left with his. I don't want to say this word with his player that wasn't as good as his strong players because Jahar went over to Lafayette where the strong players were at and left the player that wasn't that good just stranded. So because they knew me through Jahar, they're like, "Yo, can you help us?" That's how I started. So Jahar left them. Tell me I'm lying, Jahar. I want him to answer that before I say anything else.
He said he didn't like the way they treated him at the school.
The principal wanted Jahar to be the safety agent at the school, and Jahar was like, no. So I guess she did throw him a little shade. But he left.
Mm.
He left.
He said,
He
"Nah,
left.
you." He said, "Nah, you right." He said, "Nah, you right."
I ain't gonna lie, I know the story now. And so I was stuck with the team. And I made a rule, and I wish Kareem was here too. I told them I'm not gonna do the tournaments that y'all are doing. And they said bet. But they came in one tournament that I went to. That was Nike Swish. They came there. I was there first. I'm waiting for the answer. I said I'm not gonna do. I didn't go to Dean Street. I didn't do none of the tournaments he did. I kept it separate.
It's getting a little quiet in the chat room now. Oh boy.
I kept it separate.
Okay. Well, until he answered, you can go
Yeah,
with your other story.
and I kept it separate, and he decided to come into the tournament, and we ended up meeting in the playoffs. And that didn't go well. That started an argument, and he thought I did something I didn't do.
Well, whatever happened, he's on here now. So
Exactly.
it did go well. Somebody won, somebody lost.
Yes, and so I didn't house it.
Okay, okay. Well, I got a couple of questions in here. I like the questions. We didn't even get into the question segment, but okay. The only chip we lost was there against him because he didn't let
Let
an
a
older
player
lady
play.
X-Men play in the chip.
That's right. I did. There was a legal player that he wanted to play, wanted her to play, and I said no, not against me, but you can. She can play. Once you beat us, I'm not gonna say nothing. But he spilled the beans on himself. He went and asked them the rule when I just told you.
Mm.
Right. I wasn't gonna let her beat me. Why am I gonna do that?
Yeah, you can't let that happen. You gotta go let beat up somebody else, bro.
Exactly. You could be whoever once you get past us.
Ooh, shout out to Brett who's in the building.
So
Wow.
that's what happened with that.
Well, Travis said, "Why you didn't come coach Mega Evers when me and Perry was there?"
Uh-oh.
So you about to
Travis,
start a whole. You about to
yes.
start a
So
whole different problem.
now
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
this what happened, Travis. Me and Merrill Davis went for the head coaching job at the same time. Merrill Davis is my man. They gave the job to Merrill, and they said I should be his assistant. Um, I was salty. I thought that I was with Brian Mariner. I was with I thought I paid my dues to be the head coach, helping Brian Mariner with his assistant. I brought him players, helping
Mhm.
Holford. I brought Holford, Reg, all of them. I brought 10 players. So I thought I should be next in line once Holford stepped down. But they gave it to Merrill, and I was gonna help at one. I started, but then I was salty. So I was like, you know something? They did me dirty. And I just went away from it. That's what happened. Because it had nothing to do with Merrill. Merrill's a cool dude. But
Mhm.
I thought Megger did me dirty. So I was a little salty on that one. So that's what happened with that trap.
Was Roy Anderson the AD still at that time or no?
That time, yes, he was. And that's why I just knew I had it. It was hold on, was Roy still the AD in 04? I see they said that in the interview I didn't sell myself, but I knew them. Like I I mean, I thought the history spoke for itself. It taught me a valuable lesson, never not brag about yourself. That's what it taught me. Even to
Mm.
people, colleagues that saw what you did for years. Like Jeff Sigler was the president, and I mean, he was at Brooklyn College together. So I'm like, he knows, but okay. I took that L. I blame myself and call it a day.
Travis said you had me go over there
Yes, I did. You,
before I went
Raheem,
upstate before Halford.
I know, I know. I had we would have had everybody would have been there, Al. Mega would have been a national
Man,
powerhouse.
wow.
Mega would have been a national powerhouse because you talking about everybody that could not. Because remember, Mega was a 2 and a 4 year school,
Mm-hmm.
so you could have came for 2 years and we either got your school transferred on out, and like I had it all planned out, but it didn't happen. It didn't work out.
Paul said his only question to you is why you won't send him the footage.
Paul, I texted to you. I got it on digital. I'm taking all the tapes and I'm putting it on digital. It takes time and money. I'm putting it on digital, and I'm gonna text it right to your
Uh,
phone.
Jahal said the girls' side I got out of coach, only lost that summer, only to you. He was just saying he never got out to coach, but he only lost to you that summer.
Yeah, that's true. But he
That's
wasn't supposed to
crazy.
play.
He said he'd been asking for 10 years.
I just I
Paul
have
said Paul
I
said
have
he'd been asking for
Paul,
10
I have
years.
VHS tapes. Paul, I have VHS tapes. I'm converting them over to digital. And as soon as I get them converted all over, I will send you some games. I have a bunch of you. I got it's coming, brother. It's coming.
Yo, that's funny. That is hilarious. That these guys, what he said? He said he'd been asking for 10 years. He said, "Yeah, you need to be sending them to my hard drive."
Listen,
That's
if
Travis.
you
That's Travis.
if they wanted copies of the game, I always tell everybody bring a stack of DVDs and you can get copies. But nobody bought DVDs yet.
Oh, they ain't doing that.
Exactly. And that was back, 10, 15 years.
Oh, shit. Now Brent jumping in and said Paul telling the truth about the videos, about the tapes. I guess you got a thing with giving them tapes, and you ain't giving them up, man.
I'm giving them up. They haven't bought the stuff. Brent been having so many times he never bought a DVD yet. So I don't want to hear
So, give me your top five Lady X Men.
it.
He want that. That's what y'all want anyway. So I might as well just get it out there.
So Jahar, oh man, it's kind of different eras. Oh man, see, you just made it tough. Um, girls are more sensitive guys. This is gonna be called a problem. You know that, right? Especially if they're watching.
No order. No order. No order.
Jasmine Robinson, Essence Hopkins, Arella Garantes, Alexia Douglas, Amani Cropper.
Okay, I can be fair with that. I
If I
can be
missed
fair.
anybody, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't know. He would have to tell us.
He doesn't
He's,
know. He doesn't know
Britt,
too.
Britt said, D said, you in trouble again. Oh, I don't know if I should ask you this question.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is
What's the
for
question?
my YouTube family. They said, who is the best lady X-Men player? And
A
this is
you?
coming from Nick Avery.
That's Alvin Young starting trouble. That's what that is.
Okay.
Um, it got to be the one who made it to the WNBA.
Britt said, take the fifth. Britt said, take the fifth.
No, it's the one who made it to the WNBA. Arella Garantes.
Hmm.
She might be the best
Jahaz,
X-Men altogether, women and men.
dang. Now you're gonna start some. Now we getting into a bowl of things in this one. Okay. So you're saying that this young lady could be the best X-Men ever? Why is that?
Well, we got to see if her pro career lasts as long as Alvin Young's, because
Ah,
she
okay.
went straight to the highest league, the WNBA. That's the first. Remember, Smush Park was already in the NBA, so that's the first NBA player I ever had, men or women. So why can't she be on top?
Jahal said, hell no. Brett said, good night. Nick, Nick said,
How could Jahar say hell no when he never
D
seen
said,
her?
D said, cut it out. Jahal said, my Amani top five.
What he said?
Amani top five.
I said Amani. Of course, I said
Oh,
Amani.
okay.
I said Amani. I said, who did I miss, Jahar, that you feel should replace? See, Jahar don't know Alexia or Rella.
Mm. Jahal,
So
do you know these two?
no, he wasn't around. They're the new millennium. They came in 2000. What he said?
He ain't say anything. He ain't say
Uh,
anything.
they
He
came in
ain't say anything.
2013.
Oh, he said Amani Tate. That's her name, Amani Tate.
Yes, Amani Taylor was nasty.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, we going with longevity. Amani Tate was with him at Bishop Lockman. She didn't really play a lot in Lady X Men until now.
Oh, okay.
She started out, then she left, and then she came back. Because in that case, I'll say Joella Gibson. I can say Chelsea Gibson. I name a whole bunch. But you asked me top five.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you put this other young lady over the guys and
So
females,
if
man.
your
That's
program,
tough.
because you gotta look at it like this, in your program, right? You get somebody that goes straight from college to the league. Isn't that top? Men or
Yeah.
women? Yes or no?
Yeah. No, I mean I agree. But you ain't have no guys that did that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Mike played with the Pacers.
Mike had a tryout for the Pacers, but right. I got Alvin Young had a tryout for the Jazz. Yes, I got a few guys who went there but didn't make it.
Hmm.
She made it. She played on the Sparks. She made it. And I got
Okay.
Alvin Young on video admitting to it too as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because as he gave her, as she gave him the business during the pandemic, and then they played one on one.
Jahal said after this, he know the young ladies that they need a call after this.
Jahar started in trouble.
Paul said he was the one that got asked to to start playing basketball. Did you know that?
Did I? What? Not with X-Men. Paul, I
Uh,
don't know. I don't know if Paul got that. I don't know. Remember Paul? I got Paul from Mike Biddle from when he went to automotive with Khalil.
okay.
Paul's on that team with Tom Mack and Khalil Dalrymple.
hmm I know. Me and you had this conversation like prior to this. You had name a few players that you know should have played in the NBA if things was different.
Okay. Um, we know Mike Campbell, definitely.
hmm
Um, Alvin Young, definitely.
hmm
I think Abdul Mills, definitely. Um, I don't see no disrespect to nobody. Mel Tinley, Reggie Rosen. That's all I gotta say. Because Reg is with Mel, Jaquay, and Reg. They all there. And then ask yourself who may be the best out of all three.
Mm.
Tough question, right?
hmm
Um, there's so many players. I may be missing some. Um, I think if there's a lot of ifs, Greg Plummer definitely in the right situation. He's definitely a pro. Greg Plummer is definitely a pro in the right situations. You
hmm
know, things happen in our lives when we don't get the right guidance or right opportunities that everybody else get. But Greg Plummer definitely can play in the NBA without a doubt.
Mm.
Um, who else? That's what I can remember at the top of my head right now.
hmm
Did I miss somebody?
No, I mean when you look at your roster, you know I always thought Double R was a freaking. He could have played in the league. I thought Double R could have played in the league.
Easy.
In my opinion, like um, I just couldn't see nobody. He can play down low. He can play outside. He can handle the ball. He was physical.
I told you,
Shoot.
those three right there, like, remember, Jaquay paces, Mel paces, like, it's just about opportunity and situations.
And that's back to back draft too. Jaquay and Mel.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now,
back to back drafts.
imagine if Reg's career stays at Winston-Salem.
Mm.
Like, imagine things change. I always say if Mike would have went to Eastern Kentucky instead of LIU, things would have been different.
Mm.
Not he had a great career at LIU, but Eastern Kentucky, he would have been playing the four. He would have been playing the two because they had the bigs, and you don't know what would have happened with him in a small, like Scottie Pippen and those schools out there in the West. So
Yeah.
it's
Big
different.
difference.
It's different. You know,
hmm
Mike Haynes had his shot with the Spurs.
hmm
You know, um, I say that if I was able to, somebody said something.
Yeah. My boy Tree said, "Name an NBA team you would like to coach and why."
NBA team I would like to coach and why. Um, the Knicks.
Shit, I think all of us need a shot at that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Knicks. The
They
Knicks.
hiring. They just hiring people anyway. So why not? Let's just give somebody else a shot locally.
You know.
You know, when you played against Midnight Express,
Hmm.
what did you know you was getting into? So we saw the tournament schedule, and you knew who we had. We knew who you
All
had.
hands on deck. It's time. All hands on deck. Like when you playing Midnight Express, all hands on deck.
You made the call early, huh? You like, yo, I need
Yo,
everybody.
this game, Khalil, you got to be here. Y'all remember Black Terrence, right? Smith, Duncan Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be there. Like guys, got to be there. Got to be there.
Man, all hands on deck, huh? Okay, okay.
All hands on deck. It's all on the floor.
Jahal said, "Where do you see Summit Girls team this year?"
Um, we just became 100% healthy. Um, I think if we gel and everything comes together, we may surprise some people because we start off slow. Like we start off 1-6, 1-8. We're now 6-8. So now that everybody has their vaccination shots and we're able to get the team together and one player's back from injury, I think we're gonna surprise some people.
Okay. Mhm.
I think we're gonna surprise some people.
You got some people that can play D1 or D2. Do you go on there
Yeah,
right now?
I have two players that can play D2. I have one that can play D. I have two that can play D1, but one may not go D1. I have two that can play D1, but one will not. You know, she's just playing just to fulfill her high school commitment.
Hmm. Damn.
Now, if she would say, "I want to play D1" and just go crazy, like no one could stop her. She has it all.
Mm. I think he said. I'm gonna let you repeat it because some people just joining in. What was your best year with X Men, and how many chips you won? You won.
So it had to be 2001, and I think 6 or 7, maybe 7 out of 9, something like that. I had that TNP summer.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
2001, and a lot
Do
of those
you,
chips came with the little X-Men too. That came with Aquaman.
uh, another question is, do do you think you're a better men's or women's coach?
Depends on what era.
Oh, but whatever.
Depends on what era.
I mean,
I think
whatever.
I think that the difference would be I'm a better women's coach because I have practice. I can prepare. I can develop. I can teach.
Mm,
Street ball, you don't get to do that. You know, when I got a chance to be an ABA coach, we was able to do that. So I think that I'd be a better uh, women's coach because I'm able to practice and develop and teach.
mm-hmm. Because it's different. We wasn't practicing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
We was just showing up at the park.
And playing like
Yeah.
the IQ was high. Like,
Hmm.
and then I mean, you got guys like Artie Lawyer and Hammer, and you got guys who know the game, Reg. Like, what I really got to say?
That's true. Let the game come to them and speak for itself. It was really wasn't no coaching in that situation.
It's about managing personnel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had to do. I
Mm-hmm.
had to manage the personnel and make sure everybody happy, even though I made a lot of people upset. But it comes with the game.
Who's that one player that was a knucklehead for you?
One,
Oh, you had multiple.
multiple knuckleheads. I'm a magnet to them.
Hard to
Um,
coach. Who's that?
I'm the only one I can think of coach knucklehead. What you mean? Um, Audie was a hot tempered. Um, Deco wasn't all there at
Oh
times.
yeah, Digo. His marbles
Deco
were
wasn't there
always
all.
on.
Darius McGuire. I can name. I can keep going on. Um, there's a lot of guys that at times was just like Sticks Williams. Shit, we bump heads like crazy.
Mhm.
Um, it's a lot.
Did you ever participate in that midnight tournament at Mega Everest?
The midnight tournament, Mega Everest.
Yeah.
Nah, at Mega Everest.
Hmm.
I did a midnight tournament at St. John's Rec
I don't know if they moved it, but we did a
in
midnight
'95.
tournament. It was a midnight league where they had a draft. Everything was at we had to go to Riverbank Park. I think Mariner had something to do with it, but we did a midnight tournament where they gave out free shoes and everything.
No, I wasn't. I missed that
Yeah,
one.
we had to go to class. I think they had games. I want to say the first game was at 6 or 7,
Hmm.
and then it was like 8:45, and then the last game was like 10 something. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
No,
It
no,
went past. We was in the gym past midnight sometimes.
no. We did the Midnight League by Albany Projects. The game started at midnight.
Now I remember. Yeah, he didn't play in it, but I was just asking if he knew about that because that was we was in Mega Evans. I remember the Midnight League in St. John's Park where they redid it. Then when they had redid it.
Yeah, and
Yes,
right, it
I
was over
remember
there.
that. When they had just added those lights. I remember that. We played
Yeah.
in that team. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just adding. Oh, I guess I'm telling my age. I guess playing in all these leagues, you know what I'm saying? Um, why do you still coach it? Like,
I
why do you
love it.
still coach it?
I love it.
Mm.
I love it. The pandemic made me miss it like crazy.
Right,
Um,
right.
and I love doing it. Like I'm motivated. Like I haven't lost a love for it. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes I lose a game, I can become a sore loser, and I don't want to do it anymore. But nah, I love it. The passion is still there. I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't do it.
Mm.
You know? And honestly, it's the players. I get rejuvenated when I get a new player that shows potential. Like I'm like, okay, I can
Mm.
develop. I can do this. I can do that. This was the first summer. I haven't coached a men's tournament since 2019. So this was the first summer that I did men's again. You know, and that was a great. That I mean, we didn't win no championship this summer, but it was great to be back there, especially in the young boys. And watching my son hit 6 threes in a playoff game was great.
Ooh, ain't that something watching your kids play? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man. Yeah,
So
I'm watching my son play now, man. My little man play now, so it's different.
it's a different feeling. It's a
Yeah,
different feeling.
just sit there and watch. And I coach him too, so I'm a little harder on him, and he handles it. He handles it very well. That's one thing I will tell him. But
Hmm.
before I got the team together, I had a conversation with him because he I think what made him a little mad is I had took one of my teams to Vegas,
Hmm.
and when I came back he didn't go, and he said, "Man," he said, "Dad, why are you always taking everybody else, but you never take me nowhere?"
Mm.
I said, "Okay." I said, "No, we'll work on getting your team," which he had a team, but he just wanted me to coach.
Right. Yeah.
So I eventually got the team. Then I said, I pulled him to the side. I said, "Hey, I'm going to expect a lot from you. So are you able to handle me coaching you?
Hmm.
I don't want to, ruin our relationship, but I want us to always be together. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
can you handle it?" He said, "Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it, Dad." He said, "I know what you mean. Your passion." He said, "I know you want what's best." This is just what he told me. And I said, "All right, well, we're going to ride out." So, and I had got the team and we won some games, some championships, which was cool. But I
Hmm.
think for me, it's more fun just to see him play. And like you said, you see your son hit 6 threes, and I see my son do some stuff, and I'm like, I can't believe he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
yeah, so
I understand. I mean, I tried to coach my daughter in high school, and I'm pretty sure she wanted me to be dad, but I had to kick out the gym, because she wasn't cutting it, you know,
mhm,
and
mhm,
she might hold a grudge to me to this day for that, you know. But I
mhm,
wish she would have stepped through it though.
mhm.
So it's tough coaching your own children.
Definitely. Whoever says not, they're lying.
No, it's tough.
Care what
It's tough because
nobody say.
you have to be coach and then dad later on. Like coach and dad is different.
Totally different. Totally. Trav said, "Why you ain't take Milton out the damn game when we lost to go to the chip against Bigger, when Kurt hit all them damn threes from him doubling? we would have won back to back because we beat bigger the next year.
Because Milton was, as a coach, you have players that you live and die with.
Mm-hmm.
You live and die with. And as a coach, something like there's plenty of times I didn't take Ham out the game. He should have came out. I didn't take Mike Ham out the game. He should have came out. There's players that have the right to live and die. And at that time with that team, Milton was our leading scorer. So I lived and died with him.
It's a very fair question. How do you
Yeah,
live with coaching multiple egos as a coach and
it's tough.
knowing that you got this person, and they all act differently? You know what I'm saying? They all respond to you differently. How do you coach all those
You
egos?
have to be the biggest asshole in the world.
Mm, okay.
You have to be the biggest asshole in the world. So that's why, it hasn't always been peaches and cream. That's why me and players bump heads, you know, at times. We argue because, I can be an asshole at times, and no one's gonna be a bigger asshole than me at the end of the day. So
Mhm.
that's what happens. That's how you deal with them, and they know I come from a place of love. It ain't like, what I say is never nothing personal, you know.
That's crazy. Everybody that's on here, we're doing a little quick public service announcement. Please subscribe and like and share everything that you see today. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, it's Chopping It Up with A60. Please subscribe to that. Also, like I said, please share and like this interview on Facebook. I would appreciate that. I'm glad. Jahal said, "I'm glad you realized that, D."
You know, you got to always do self-evaluation, and you got to be honest with yourself at times. And I know at times I wasn't always the best, with dealing with situations, you know. So you got to be able to admit that.
hmm Well, he said, but he wasn't scoring in the crunch that game. Tommy Eddie was. This
You
must be something this personal with Travis over here, but
So then Travis played point guard, point forward, so he didn't have to give the ball to Miller, and he was on the court. So what's the problem? You on the court, do a hammer move. Do a hammer move.
take the ball.
Be quiet on that one. Don't be quiet,
Yeah,
Travis.
he ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing yet. He ain't say nothing yet, but I know he gonna come back in a minute. Ah, he said, "Nah, the problem was the defense."
Well, Milton never played defense. So I don't know why we up there sugarcoating like he was some defensive stopper. He never played defense.
Everybody know that dude didn't play D. Everybody know he shoot,
It was his jump shot.
play no D. It was 4 versus 5 all the time.
Yep.
Everybody knew that. Don't even try to hold it.
So I don't know why
Everybody knew.
Travis hawking on that one.
Let's get this straight busy. He doubled 4 times
He
and Kerr
still
hit 4 threes. You still talking about that boy? Kurt was a shooter, man. Ain't nothing you can do about Kurt at that
Exactly.
time.
It's over. It happened. Nothing we can do. We can't change it.
And nothing you can do. And
Next
Travis,
question, Travis.
that was 30-something years ago. He talking about you could have took him out the game. Okay, he could have took him out. You're
I
right,
did.
Travis. You're right.
Yeah, I did.
But you want your coach to ride with you too.
Yeah.
Let's get this straight. Busy BS. Never beat us when it counted. Oh, who never?
Uh-oh,
Oh,
who's that?
that's Jahar. I don't know. He said,
That's
who you
John.
never beat? Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He said, well, you never. But he said, let's get this straight. He'll say something else. He'll get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Busy Bees.
Uh oh.
Busy bees
Uh
never
oh.
beat
Who's that?
us.
Who's
That's
that?
that.
Who's that?
That's Jahar. That's Jahar. They said you never beat us when it counted.
No, but who's he arguing with?
I don't know. He just saying it. But my boy Tree said, oh, I don't know if he's gonna answer all these. Tree.
I'm gonna answer. Go ahead, Tree.
Okay. Best defensive player. He already answered the best shooter, but he
The
didn't
best,
say best shooter. He said he had multiple.
right? The best
And he
defensive
said
player is Artie
multiple
Lloyd.
guards. And then he said best guard.
Best defensive player is Artie Lloyd.
All right, best guard.
Best guard. I don't. That's a tough one.
That's a
How do
tough
you
one.
how do you best guard? What do you mean?
Best dunker.
Shit, Miguel
Ooh.
or six. Shit.
Abdul Mills is in the building.
Oh.
Yeah, he's late to the party. Yo, he's not gonna top five all around.
I don't understand that one.
Come on, man. Y'all trying to set the brother up,
Yeah,
man.
they trying to set me up. Oh, come on.
Ah, I like this question. What was your biggest regret in your coaching career? First men's and then women.
Who asked that question?
Nick. Nick Avery.
It's fucking Alvin Young, motherfucker. Excuse my friend. Um, regret in men's. My regret in men's. This is tough. He asked a tough question.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's tough. My biggest regret in men's. Um, there was a time when me, Digo, and Charles had to sit down and um it didn't work out, and I wish that would have worked out. He would have never played for Buckwild. He would never play for all these other teams. He would have been an X-Men, and so that's one of my biggest regrets with Charles Jones. That's
Mhm.
we was at my house, and it didn't. I was stubborn. Um, and on the women's side, the women's side, that's a tough one because everything has led to where we are now. So I can't use that as a regret. Um, on the women's side, I don't know if I have any regrets on the women's side. I don't know if I have any
Mm.
because it's still going on. Like even though the men's is the men is the second chapter to the men's, the women's is
Right.
still in progress. So I
Mhm.
can't sit back and say a regret on the women's side because me personally, um, I don't think I have a regret on the women's side. Um,
Mhm.
there's things I wish would have happened differently on the women's side, but
Mhm.
I can't control that. That was destiny.
Right.
So if you can be more specific with the question, maybe that could help.
Mm. Yeah, Abdul was part of those busy bees. They
Oh,
was
see,
trash.
see, that
Yeah,
busy bee conversation is something different. I don't know why they
yeah,
want to bring that up. I don't know who's bringing that up.
that's Jahar.
Jahal's arguing with somebody though about the busy bees.
No, Abdul. He just brought it up.
Yeah, nah, because we know about that because busy bees is we took their championship because they quit the tournament or whatever, and then we played them in a closed gym and they blew us out. So that's what this busy bee thing is about. So let's leave that alone. It didn't matter. It should have happened
Oh.
during the tournament. It didn't happen during the tournament. We won it. So I'm sorry.
Ah. Jahar said your biggest regret was the breakup with Lady X-Men. How's it a breakup if you
There
still
was no
coaching
breakup
them?
with Lady X-Men. So that's not a regret, Jahal, because again, We didn't break up. You left. There was no breakup. Like we could argue, Jahar, and still have mad love. But y'all took it personal because y'all thought I was doing something against you when I didn't. But you never had the conversation.
Oh, his regret. Okay.
Oh, his regret.
Your biggest regret. Okay. Sorry,
Oh,
y'all. Sorry, fam.
that's Jahar's biggest.
I read that wrong, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My apologies. My apologies. So what's next for X Men? X Men, Lady X Men.
Um, just rebuilding and starting over, looking for a new young crop. Um, and so far with X-Men, I'm excited about this summer coming up because even though we didn't win any championships last summer, we got reintroduced to this new brand of basketball, and it's easier if you got the right personnel because these guys are not smart at all when it comes to this game. Sorry.
Mhm.
So it's about having the right personnel, and I'm looking forward to that next summer. Lady X-Men, I'm looking forward to traveling, getting on the road. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I'm ready.
Did you have not the original record, but the regular record? Did you ever put X Men or ever thought about putting X Men in the record?
We won it in 2011.
The original record.
EBC, right?
No, yeah, ABC, but not. I'm talking about the original record where they did Terror
The-
Squad had their team and all that
yeah,
stuff.
we won it in 2011.
I thought that was original record. No, I didn't think that was
Yeah, that was no, that was the
EBC.
entertainment
Okay, it must have changed. It must have changed since. Okay,
EBC. Yeah, we won
yeah.
it in
Okay,
2011.
okay.
That's when Greg Plummer got Player of the Year. That's when Pete was coaching. Greg Plummer got Player of
Mm.
the Year. And Greg Plummer was the MVP.
Travis said, "You got any three and under teams?"
Not yet, brother. Not yet.
His said his son is getting out of control in the crib.
Not yet.
You better start doing your due diligence, Trav, and get him with that ball.
Exactly. I believe eighth grade is the year. I don't want to start below eighth grade.
Yeah, I wish I could say that. I started with my son pre-K.
Yeah, well, no, you got to introduce them to the game as a
Yeah,
parent,
yeah.
but as a coach, nah, I'd rather start eighth grade and up.
Is there anything you feel like we didn't cover on this interview that you want to get off your chest?
Um, because what happens, once we stop, then you're gonna remember everything
Yeah,
that
I know. That's what.
that um that you should have touched. There's players that I wished I would have been involved with them earlier, and I
Hmm.
think they would have had a better career. I wish that I would
Hmm.
have been involved with Plucky Ennis earlier. I wish I would have been involved with Eric Thompson earlier. Um,
Hmm.
and I wish I would have been involved with Smush Parker earlier.
Hmm.
Those two players, I wish I would have had them earlier.
Hmm. That's good because you know that you think that by you being with them at that time, it would have changed their.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
It would have changed just their. I think it would have changed their outcome, a different outlook, especially with Plucky. Because by the time I got Plucky, he was just playing for fun, and he was the best person. He was the best ball player at Morgan State, and didn't play.
Right.
But he didn't want to play. I think
Hmm.
if I would have got involved before he went to college, he would have played. Same thing with Eric Thompson. By the time I got Eric Thompson, you know, this kid was better than St. Francis at the time, but they couldn't see it or they didn't allow it, and he just needed that support system. At the end of the day, a lot of kids just need the support system to get them through that huddle, that hump. That's all they need.
Hmm.
Someone to say, "Yo, nah, it's not like this. It's like this." You know.
Right. Um, Trevor Diggs said, "You are an icon to us in Brooklyn."
I appreciate that, Trev. I really appreciate that, man. Especially coming to this small area, that square I told you about in Bed-Stuy. Like
Hmm.
the number of ball players out of there, it's crazy.
And
Quality.
the quality of ball players, the fact that we all play for multiple teams, but we all lived in the same area.
Hmm. And it shows you we all learn in the park.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
know. I want to know how many of these ball players that we talked about had that one-on-one training that every kid is searching for now. A lot of these ball players learned in the park. They might have been an individual that showed them one or two things, but everything was learned in the park,
Hmm.
and that's
No,
necessary.
no personal trainers or nothing like that. Nope.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. You got him better. He got him better. He just playing against each other all the time got you better.
Hmm.
It just got you better automatically. Um, I don't think we touched on Summit enough.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's talk
What you
about
doing over there? Well, let me ask you. Said,
it.
do you desire that more of your old X Men stay involved with your program now?
Um, a lot of guys do things behind the scenes. It's on me to organize something that I do the X-Men Hall of Fame. It was stopped by COVID, but I'm going to start that back up again. Um, it's really on me to reintroduce them back to something that they could be a part of. Like even doing the X-Men AAU, we tried it in 2014-15, but it really didn't work. But that is something that needs to be done, I think,
Hmm. Hmm.
because we have enough personnel that we can really get this done. Um, so it's on me, basically.
Right. Well, I get it. Um, Britt said, "Where did Wyatt learn how to foul?"
Who said that?
Brett.
Well,
Why
Hammer.
you starting trouble, Brett? Why you starting trouble, man? You talking
Hammer.
about why my man learn how to foul?
He learned from Hammer. He learned from Artie.
That's crazy.
You know.
Um, and Jahar, you're 100% right. Coach D deserve his flowers. That's why I wanted to interview him on his platform and make sure he know that he's loved by a lot of us that he coached, or even if he didn't coach us, he had to influence us no matter what. Because even if we didn't coach or he didn't play for us, play for him, he still talked to us during the games, after the games, or whatever. So it was always an influence somewhere, some way, somehow. So yes, he definitely need to get his flowers. But that goes to all the coaches, the original coaches, as I call it, from back then. The Coach D's, the Howies, the Franks, you know what I'm saying? The Mooses,
Diamonds.
the Diamonds, those guys that was in the trenches from back in the days, you know, Kenny King, shout out to Kenny Kings and those guys back. Shout out to Nike One coach, my man, may he rest in peace. Brian Griffin, those guys.
Hmm.
So it's a lot, you got to give credit to. So um, I'm working on trying to get Moose on here, but I don't know if he's gonna do it. So I'm actually gonna have Brian, Coach B Mariner, on here next Wednesday on Wednesday. So I'm
See,
gonna have him on here on
Brian
Wednesday.
Mara, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's my he was my gym teachers in junior high school.
He's my college coach.
You see, that's what I'm saying. So it's history.
Yeah.
Everybody that's coming on neighborhood grew up together, know each other. So it's a
Hmm.
family affair. Um, Now
But,
Summit Academy, I know Phil Grant is over there. He's coaching over there too, right?
hmm. Hmm.
What's going on over there? What's going on over there? What's special about over there with Summit? What's going
Well,
on?
I mean, what's special is, what we did as a charter school in PSL in the last 7
Hmm.
years. I was fortunate to get that job in 2014. And you talking about taking a school from nothing and building a program. Um, that's a feat that has not been done, period. That's the first. When it comes to New York City, a charter school we didn't win a championship yet. Well, we won a charter
Hmm.
league championship, but we didn't win a PSL championship yet. But being a charter school, competing with the other public schools, that's never been done. We're the first. And I'm proud to say that, especially first on the women's. when it comes to New York City charter schools.
Charter is not considered an affiliate of PSAL?
No, they are. They're not DOE. It's
Oh,
different.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
it's
okay.
different.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so what we was able to do in a small charter school is basically unheard of. Like we've had a run that's been amazing. You talking about not winning championships because South Shore has been the number one team, but we've been their number one rival. We've been the number one
Mm.
threat in the last 5 years. You know, so to build that program, to be able to get Phil Grant as a coach over there, um, that's big. Before the pandemic,
Mm.
he was on his way to his first championship. I don't care what nobody say. Phil was about to win that championship. And so that's another thing. And I like to touch on that because
Mm.
a lot of people can't say they took a school that you never heard of and then took them and put them in the limelight to become talked about, to become one of the top teams in the city, and that's big. And I want to shout out to some of the academy for what we were able to do in this time, and it's not finished. We're still building on
Mhm. Okay.
that. I'm
No,
really
no, y'all 100% right. Sorry, didn't mention Sonny Lewis.
oh God bless
God bless the dead Sonny Lewis.
Malcolm X classic.
Definitely classic. Timmy Vincent. Rest in peace, Thomas Diggs. The Diggs
Yep.
family, my condolences to that.
hmm
Um, Travis, why you keep bringing up Chase Stephen?
Stephen Chase, one of the best point guards on X Men.
Oh, now it's starting to come out to the light. He's one of the best point guards ever. Okay.
Yes. He might
Okay.
have been the number two defender after Artie Lawyer.
Ooh,
Yeah. There's
nice.
not there's not one guard he can't hold.
Mm, that's what's up.
You know.
I think he answered this earlier. Name some players who X Men played against that was a problem for y'all.
Speedy Williams. He was a problem. He was a personal problem for me. Speedy Williams. Um,
Speedy Williams. That dude there, man.
yeah, Speedy Williams. Um, my man Bobby Cunningham.
Big Bob. Yeah.
Bobby Cunningham. Um, Johnny Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
BJ, the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Beast. Um,
Travis said, didn't Seth Marshall go off on y'all?
Seth Marshall. That Seth Marshall. Yep, Seth Marshall. Thank you, Trav. But I beat him though. Seth Marshall, yes. I did. I did.
Todd Boogie. By the way, we, we have so much local talent, bro. Like we was talking about. Todd Boogie, Bobby Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Big men would handle, post, and could shoot better than most regular two guards.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Remember what Bobby Cunningham did to Anthony Mason and so oh, everybody
Gave
forget
him
about
that,
that.
gave him that 50 piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 50 piece with no French fries.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Those guys were problems for us, X-Men. You know, they were
Okay.
problems for us. Oh, Corey the
So,
Dancer Williams. How can I forget about Corey the Dancer Williams?
oh yeah.
Everybody forget about Corey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What what Summit?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say in another 2 years? Y'all both walking away with men's and women championships with the crop of kids you got coming in that's already there?
So we're in a rebuilding stage.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we peaked in 2020. This year, I'm not gonna put nothing past this year. Um, but we're in a rebuilding stage, and I can't wait for the next chapter. What's gonna happen?
Now, how do y'all get kids to come to your school? Like,
So
it's not like a normal public school where you can just say, we're going to this school. Am I
it's
correct?
a lottery system. Um,
Okay.
then it's word of mouth. It's promotion. Um, when you're out there, it's gear. When you're able to be out there and be seen, you know, kids follow the trend.
Mhm.
So that's basically how we do it.
Okay.
And then it's about who you know as well. You know, um, knowing you and oh, you're the I want you to hey Phil, I'm calling Phil. I got my son. So it's all about relationships as well.
Oh, okay. I see how that. Okay.
hmm
Jahar wants to know who was the problem on the girls' side.
The biggest problem I've had. Oh, what you mean? I don't understand. I don't
Like you
understand.
say, like you said, who Speedy was a problem, and those names. Like, who was a problem on the girls' side for you?
Oh, Erlette Scott from South Shore. She was a problem for me. Um, who I can remember now. She stands out. Um, Bianca Cuevas was a problem.
Hmm.
Um, who else was a problem? Shoot, hold on. Now that I think about it, that's about it on the girls' side.
He said, "That's about it."
Did I miss somebody? Nah, because it's usually the teams. The girls is about the teams. It's not about the
Hmm.
individual player.
Hmm.
They have like girls basketball is about the team. One individual can't do it all.
Oh, no question. No question. Um, Anything else you want to touch on, my brother? I don't want to hold you too much longer. I know
Um,
we
I,
had a
I,
full
I
two
think we,
hours.
yeah, I think we hit everything. I think
Okay.
we hit every topic. If there's no more questions, yeah,
Anybody got any more questions for Coach? Travis, stop talking about taking Milton out the game.
yeah,
It's,
we're
it's
not talking
over.
about that.
Leave that alone. Wyatt, you took offense to you being fouled or something.
Um,
Uh,
there's a lot of X-Men that are doing great things. I want to mention that.
oh, it's good. Yeah, talk about him. Talk about him.
I want to give a shout out to Malcolm Connor at Brooklyn Collegiate. He's from Ice T, as also X-Men. Uh,
Uh-huh.
he's doing a hell of a job over there in that high school team.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Grant, X-Men, as
Mm-hmm.
well, doing a hell of a job at Summit. Jake Edwards, X-Men program guy over at Canarsie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have Peter Way up there at OSL,
Mm-hmm.
um, doing a hell of a job over there. Definitely want to give him a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have a lot of you know players that's doing their thing. Raphael Edwards on the pro circuit doing his thing.
Yeah. Big, huge. Yep.
Yeah, so X-Men are definitely doing their thing, and I'm in touch with almost every player. I can always reach out and talk to almost all of them.
Because that was one of my other questions. Do you still have a relationship with a lot of your ex players?
You name them, and I do. You name them, Paul, Abdul, Wyatt, Shafi, Darius, uh, Plucky, Ox, all of them that I could
That's
think of.
what's up.
You know.
That's what's up. That's what's up, my brother. Well,
Yeah.
like I told you, this interview was special to me, being that I played for you, had the opportunity to play against you. You were somebody that I looked up to in the community, somebody I respected in the community for what you did for me, amongst a lot of the brothers that's on here right now, and the other brothers that's doing the things in the coaching because it came from your lineage. And I just want to say thank you, my brother, and I appreciate you and I respect you. Uh, I'm always here. Whatever you need. My platform is your platform. Whenever you got something going on, if you want to talk about it, you want to get the girls involved. I'm willing to help any way I possibly can.
I definitely appreciate that. Um, and thank you. And I can't wait to see what the next 20 years are going to be. Um, I want to give a shout out to my girls who are out there doing their thing, playing Division 1 ball, Division 2 ball, pro overseas. Keep doing what y'all doing. Guys out there playing pro ball, keep doing what y'all doing. Uh, X-Men family, love you guys, every last one.
There
Good.
you go. There you go. All my fellas that's on Facebook, like and share the interview. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the 860, chopping it up with 860. I appreciate you all. Again, Coach D, thank you for doing the interview. And everybody that tuned in, thank you for the questions. Thank you for the love. And I really appreciate your support. Until next time, see you Wednesday. I'll be interviewing Coach Mariner at 7 p.m. So I know y'all want to tune in for that. Bring your questions. And I look forward to seeing everybody. All right. Peace
All
and
right.
love. See you later,
Peace.
Coach.